Rejection is God's protection. It's also a redirection. Sometimes you're going down the wrong path and God doesn't want you there. So people along that path may begin to reject you. They may begin to start showing you all different sides to them that you did not see before. And suddenly you become aware that, this is not for me. This is not for you. So God will pick you up and place you where you're meant to be placed. He has all the powers. He knows you best. Nobody knows you like God knows you. The thing is, you have changed, you have grown, you have elevated, but these people in your life have not. You've given them chances. You have tried to be a light in their darkness. You tried to show them the way. In fact, you were a gift to them, but they mistreated you and misused you. So God took you back from them, or He allowed them to reject you. You are a chosen. God chose you. You cannot walk the path that everyone else is walking. You cannot be of this world. You can be in the world, but you are not of this world. You are special to the Almighty. So things other people are doing, things they're saying, it just won't work for you. You're just not built that way. God has built you. All the things you have went through along the way, it was divinely orchestrated by God. All the things you were going through, the battles you were facing, the people who mistreated you, all the people who showed you negativity, it was all His plan. He was doing this to build you. And to build you, many times you had to be broken, but broken gracefully. Due to all this, you remain steadfast. You have faith. You are a child of God. You are chosen. No matter what people say or do, you remain loving and kind. You remain selfless. You remain the same person because you're not like everyone else. You are chosen. A lot of people out there call themselves chosen, but the real chosen knows themselves, or many times they don't even know. They have to be awakened from this dream that they're in. They don't know because the way how people treat them, they may not know that they're royalty. The way how other people try to bring them down and chastise them, they may not know sometimes. They think all that people are saying and doing is true. But you have to do this work inside yourself. When you begin to work on yourself, you begin to question yourself, question things, look inside your heart, begin to realize who you are. When you know who you are, it's the best thing, because nobody can tell you who you are. You know who you are. So despite what people say or do, you know who you are. And that's what's important. That is the key. That is a catalyst to your growth. That is a catalyst to becoming closer to God, becoming closer to your destiny, to what you have been called for, because God called us as chosen ones. But most time we don't know that we're being called. Most time we don't even know that God is there for us. Why? Because of all the things we have been going through, or because of all the battles we're facing. The enemy knows that you are chosen. The enemy, Satan, knows who you are. He knew from you were born. As a matter of fact, he knew from the time you were formed in your mother's womb that God had a plan for you. So what he does, or what he did, was to set all these traps in your way. All these traps. Send all kind of evil people along your path to put you down, to belittle you, to judge you, to mishandle you. Sometimes your co-workers, your best friend, your family members, even the one who you call your spouse, the closest people to you, and they will reject you. They will turn their back on you the moment you begin to realize who you are, the moment you realize your power, the moment you realize who you really are. That's the time when everyone will walk away, walk from your life, turn their backs on you. You know why? They can't walk with you. They can't go along with you anymore. The person who you were, you have changed. They cannot walk with you on this new path that God has created for you. On this new path, they cannot go with you. As a matter of fact, when they see how brave and the light that is in you, they just begin to step back because they cannot use you anymore. They cannot mistreat you anymore because you finally open your eyes to who you are and to who they are. And they cannot do the same thing. They cannot pull the same tricks because your eyes are open. Because the Holy Spirit is within you and you know now. So those silly mind games that the enemy use them to play on you, to derail you, to get you off the track that God has planned for you, they will step back. They will reject you. They will walk away and it will leave you confused. You will feel like you cannot go on with them without them because you're so used to people in your life. You're so used to these phonies that when they step away, you begin to question it or you begin to miss them. But you should know that it is for your own good. It is for your protection. It is divine intervention. Matthew 7 verse 13 to 14 says, "Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate and narrow is the road that leads to life, and only a few find it." Which is so true because many are called, but only few are chosen because only few choose to answer the calling. Only few choose to give up worldly things and worldly pursuits. Only few are brave enough to walk with God. They're so used to this life the lifestyle, the society's what society chooses for them. They're not brave enough to walk with God, to do the right thing, to be righteous, to live in love and truth. They're not brave enough. They like all the little folly, the lust, the envy, the greed, the jealousy. They cannot free themselves from all that. It's all about your heart. Your heart is what God measures. Your heart is all that God measures. He pondereth the heart. You may look at yourself in the mirror and you may say, oh, I am this or I am that. But God pondereth the heart. And as I said, you were not meant to go on that path. And that's the reason why they were allowed to treat you that way, to open your eyes. Because God sometimes uses people that do you wrong to turn your situation around because it's a test. And once you've learned your lesson, once you've passed the test, then you will elevate from the position you're in and you will continuously start to grow once you become aware of who you are and what you are meant to be doing right now in this life. So never mind when people turn their backs on you. Never mind when people misunderstand you or fumble you. The greatest thing is God is on your side. The greatest thing, even though you feel alone, many times you may be around people and you're alone because they don't get you. The greatest thing that the Holy Spirit is within you. No matter what happens, it turns out in your favor, it works out in your favor. And I have touched a lot of points that are different topics. I'll be putting out other videos going in depth with some of those points. But I just want you to know that you're not alone, even though you feel alone. There are others like you, but only a few, because only a few have answered their call. So never mind. Rejection is God's protection, and it's also a redirection. Thank you for watching Truth and Blessings TV. May the Lord bestow upon you an abundance of blessings.